Recording.
You want this in here? Or you're gonna hold it?
Put it in there.
Okay, great. I have enough to balance, I think. Wants to. There you go. Whatever fits.
Thank you much. Oh, hello, everyone. How wonderful in this magnificent summer day. Woo. Are we lucky or what? Woo. But then I thought, oh, lucky. It's not lucky. Are we blessed or what, huh? Let's start using that word a lot more, because what it does is it opens the avenue to grace. You see? Because you own that you're supported rather than that it just happens to you. Luck is something you create in your mind, right? But blessings come to you. You have nothing to do with those except to receive them. And summer, as you know, is the time to receive. It is when we become excellent at receiving, because there's so much available. And all the other kingdoms are there, opening up their hearts to us. The trees, the flowers, the plants, the incredible boulders up here. I just think they are so remarkable and so ancient. And if you don't have a boulder that's a friend of yours, do make one this summer and receive from them. Just sit and be with them. And they will give you more comfort and more information than you ever thought was possible. When I first came to Tahoe, I couldn't believe the magic of the boulders, because they are here to remind us that we're not alone. And they're here holding everything up. So guess what? We don't have to be in control, which is another thing that we have to let go of if we're going to get to grace. So whenever I'm asked to talk, the spirits start jabbering at me, and sometimes they give me an idea quickly, and sometimes they don't. And they keep saying to me, it will be the divine proper thing to talk about when I get here. Okay. So I've learned to trust that, and I've learned to be in grace about that. And it takes a lot of energy towards self in order to open your hearts to be open to grace. What is grace? I said. What is it? Well, grace is a state of being that you connect with something your heart desires to express. Okay? So grace is getting all your team supporting you, including your own ego supporting you, to express what you're here to say today as a representative of the divine. Oh, so I've had to give up that whole wonderful feeling of, I'm very independent, I can do it all myself, I am fine, and instead saying, I'm pretty much, just here to float around. And if you'll please direct me, I'd really appreciate it, because I know your directions will take me where I need to go, where mine will not likely take me where I need to go. Our lower self is so distractible. But your higher self, when you have your heart open and you ask for grace and you allow that energy to come in and you ground it down to the earth plane and you say, yes, this is why I'm here, to feel, to experience, to be in the grace. Whew, so much easier. So much easier. You can take a big breath. Just think of being in that magical place, and then just take a breath and feel it just go all down your body. Isn't that nice? We're here to experience, right? Decide what you want to experience. Do you want to experience grace? Do you want companionship? Every moment, believe me, every moment of your day, call it in. God's waiting for you. Yes, you can light that spark of your divine very easily. It's not that much work, and it's not to feed our egos. It's not because you're better than anyone else. It's because you're part of the one at that point. Grace allows you to be with the heart centers of the world. We can all be in grace. Grace is something that says, okay, we're all given these situations. I'm not going to take it personally anymore. Oh, that's a hard one, huh? Oh, man, that one took me a lot of years to figure out. I just get thinking, oh, my poor dear, you had to take that personally, and they didn't like you. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And then I got to realize as that, you can't please everyone. Guess what? So guess who you're here to please? Oh. And it's not self-aggrandizing. It's to please the one heart. It's to please the one mind. It's to gather all that beautiful energy that's among us. And for us to be in that space of love and kindness easily. I have dedicated my next 10 years to simple, easy, and loving. I said, well, how am I going to do that? And the first thing they said is, a lot of grace. Learn grace, Luce. Learn grace. Okay. So I can pray for faith, or I can ask for grace around faith. Very different. Be careful what you ask for. Don't ask for things that isolate you. Always include grace in your prayers, because grace is the connection with the one. It is the support. It is the way that we can move into that space and we get piled on with more love, so that even when something icky comes our way, we can still realize and handle it in a kind and loving way. That takes practice, folks. Discipline is a state of grace. Whoever thought discipline would be a state of grace? But it's being a disciple to love, you see. See, discipline has gotten away from its original sense, which is being a disciple of where you are and where you want to be and who you want to serve. And the other piece of that to always remember is, when we pray for others, we must pray for ourselves in the same way. Because if we're given the opportunity to pray for another in a certain way, we need the same grace for ourselves. So make sure you keep yourself in that equation so you can be the powerhouses that you are. You all are working in your own way to develop your own spiritual path to receiving and being and belonging. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to experience with our five senses. That's why we have them. Not to decide ahead of time in our mental what it should look like, what it should feel like, what it should be like. Oh, that should feel soft, and I touch it and it doesn't feel soft. Oh, you ever look at a cactus? Cactuses look like they could be soft, don't they? Huh? Yeah, they are not, though, are they? You ever touched one? Hurts. Okay, so we don't use our mind to guide us. We use grace to guide us. We use our hearts to guide us. Then we are always on track. Then you're always in the right place, no matter what's going on. So you can say, oh, I must have done something wrong. Look at how horrible this day is. You say, no, the day needed to be blessed. It's that chaotic, you see. So your job when you're following grace is to add peacefulness to that chaotic, right? Not to feed it and stir it some more. Oh my God, I can't stand it. Oh, okay. What's that going to do? Sit down if you can't stand it, and then pray for grace, okay? It's all right. It's all right to be disrupted by things that are going on. There's no way that we can keep from doing that right now, because everything's in our face. I kind of look back to the days where We used to go to the movies on Saturday, and we would get a newsreel about what was happening in our world. And that's how I learned about our world. I didn't know it the 2 seconds afterwards when they didn't know what was happening, and so they threw a sensational headline at us. By then, they had sifted it and had said, okay, this is the reality of it. So we don't get that anymore, so we have to be the sifters. How can we be the sifters? Again, coming from your heart rather than your head, because you will not sift in your head. You will come to a conclusion, and you'll get steadfast in that conclusion, whether it supports you or not. So be careful of that. When you're there, just say, honey, I was thinking today when we sang the little one out, that we need to be singing that to our child inside every day. You know, when that little kid gets scared about something or worried about something or just doesn't know what's going to happen next, that song might be real helpful in getting our little one back in alignment with our hearts. So I explore that. I'd love feedback about that, but that just clicked today as I was thinking. My little kid just loves that song. And why does she love it? Oh, because it tells her she had value. And a lot of little kids, they have value at times, but our lives are so busy that sometimes they get kind of shoved to the side a little bit. And so they don't always know that. Well, we grow up with that, so guess what? We don't always know that. But you can reaffirm that whenever your kid gets it. Or she's really mad. How dare that person say that or do that to me? Oh, they should know better, shouldn't they? Yeah. And then you just say, okay, get back to your heart, little one. That's what you're here for. You're here to bring love and light to our planet and to our people and to each other and to yourself. Oh, what a concept. What a concept. So, it's really two ply. There's a third ply. First, we open our hearts to bring in the grace, to bring in all the support and love and goodness that we want to carry and express, right? Then we ground ourselves to this planet and make sure you're here every morning. We don't always stay on this planet at night. So make sure you ground back here in the morning after you've traveled in your dreams. Okay? And the third thing is, start to claim the blessings. Start to claim. Start to receive how you fit into the whole. And that makes you whole. And you're just working a piece of the whole so that we can all be whole. And we work it by demonstration, not by telling people what to do, how to do it, and judging what works and what doesn't. That's the beauty of grace. Grace is different for every single person. Your connection is uniquely yours. It works with your own unique harmonic because we each have our own song. So, and we just ask for the harmony of our harmonic with those who want to sing with us. And as that song gets bigger and bigger, pretty soon all the souls in the world will sing together. And that's my dream. I like to have big dreams. But then I thought, oh, what about ego? Oh, that wonderful thing, ego. It's so interesting because people want to throw it out. Why would you throw it out when it could be used to serve your purpose? What if your ego was trained to say, oop, right path loose, oops, not there, oops, right path loose? What if that's what your ego did, rather than build you up until you think you might not be part of the one, but you're special? You are special, but you are special because you're part of the one, not because you separate yourself from the one. So pay attention to that. It's a little tricky. We've all been taught to be those good survivors. Survivors are taught to be separate. They're unique. They made it through something other people couldn't make it through, right? That's what makes you a survivor of whatever you survived. Well, okay. But is that who you are? Oh, no. Who you are is that essence in your heart. Who you are is that soul that you're expressing with the personality you were given this lifetime, with the gifts you were given this lifetime. And you cannot express those gifts and be where you want to be without asking for grace and receiving it. So I have a new respect for grief. And then I thought for that whole thing of receiving grace. And I thought, well, grace is a process. Okay, I receive the grace of trust. I receive the grace of faith. I receive the grace of courage. I receive the grace of silence. I receive the grace of peace. Whatever you're hungry for, bring grace into it so that it can spread out and be a part of your world. You see, when you bring it in, it's a part of the world for everyone, not just you. But make sure you're in that equation so you get it too. Okay? So don't throw out ego. Just train that ego to be in service of who you are. And that ego, that's because the ego has such strength when it, oh yeah, oh you're going to stand up here and talk about grace, oh yeah. If I was talking about it from who I am, fine. But if I talk about it from the idea of, oh, it's what unites us. Oh, it's what keeps us connected, you see. Oh, it'll allow me to have simple next 10 years, which is my goal, you see. So I invite you all to really allow yourself the blessing of being in grace with all the challenges and with all the things that you know are your assignments. You know when you have an assignment, right? Oh, I'm not going to do that. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, and I'm not going to do that. Oh, yes, you are. You know like how we get pulled. If you're listening, if you're not getting pulled, you're not listening, you're too much independent. Know that that is a part of what it is. So, thank you all today for being here, and may each of you feel the grace of your deepest heart's desires. For I know the truth is that if you're all focused on your deepest heart's desires, we will have the world that we all so much long for, desire, and know is possible. And with that, we're going to go into the meditation. So let's take some deep breaths. Breathing in love and light from